this edition of News Leader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller. In tonight's news, Governor Bill Lee will talk about some of the new legislation expected to be presented to the General Assembly next year. Greg Gressel from South Jackson Civic Center will tell us about events coming up this month at the center, and we'll learn about the state's plans to distribute the COVID vaccine. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the two of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Welcome back. At the most recent COVID-19 media update from Tennessee Governor Bill Lee, the governor also gave an update on some of the legislation coming up during the next session.
While most of this year has been kind of all hands on deck regarding the public health and economic crises in our state, it's also time again for us to prepare for the upcoming legislative agenda in 2021. Over the next coming weeks, we will be offering a preview of policy proposals that'll streamline Tennessee government and that will allow us to be better stewards of taxpayer money. One of our administration proposals highlights a group that's been highly visible throughout this year, and that is members of our National Guard. We will be unveiling the Reemployment Act to better serve these public servants. Currently, Tennessee law provides no reemployment protections for service members who are called to state active duty. We're calling for service members to now be protected when they go on state active duty for issues like responding to natural disasters or their response to COVID-19. Our soldiers and our airmen shouldn't fear losing their jobs during or after a state deployment, and this simple change in our law will ensure the very best in Tennessee choose to serve in the Guard. We're grateful for their service. We look forward to working with members of the General Assembly to make sure that our soldiers and airmen can pursue and keep great careers. This is one proposal. We will be previewing other proposals in the weeks ahead, and we look forward to unveiling our full agenda at the State of the State address.
We'll be right back after these messages.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Here at Stan McNabb Collision Center, we work with all major insurance companies, and we get the job done right the first time, on time.
Well, I grew up in Tullahoma. We'd always done business with Stan McNabb, so when we needed collision service after a run-in with a deer, we knew to call those guys. We already had trust with them. We called Cody. He took great care of us. He kept us posted every step of the way, and we couldn't have been more pleased.
Getting your vehicle back to pre-loss condition shouldn't be a headache. So in event of an accident, contact me, Cody Hall, at Stan McNabb Collision Center.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
Welcome back. Greg Gressel from the South Jackson Civic Center stopped by the studio to talk about all the events coming to South Jackson during the month of December.
This weekend is Saturday and Sunday is a Nutcracker Fantasy.
I love that.
Yes, and we've got several shows for that. On the Saturday, we have a 2 p.m. show and a 7 p.m. show. We've not done a 2 p.m. before.
I know.
That, and it's going very well. We've got, and then Sunday we have a 2 p.m. show. And then also, we've added, announced just in the last 48 hours that we will have a live stream option for that Saturday night show, the Saturday 7 p.m. show. You can call South Jackson and reserve a live stream and pay for it, and then this live stream link will be sent to you a couple of hours prior to, and you just open it up and you watch it live with everyone else.
Sit there with your popcorn and your Coke or whatever and enjoy the great show, because these kids have worked so hard.
They have. We do this in partnership with Long School of Dance, and Beverly and her crew have always been good to bring a quality piece of work to the stage.
Well, and as Family Entertainment Chairman, I don't ever want us to lose dance.
Next week, after all that takes place, then on Wednesday, from Wednesday to Sunday, is going to be our Trees of Christmas. These trees are going to be decorated by different organizations and companies, for-profit, non-for-profit. They'll have a little information there about.
How many trees are there?
There's 17 trees right now.
Wow.
And so
I'm impressed.
So it looks beautiful all lit up in South Jackson, and it'll be a wonderful time. It's a good opportunity for us to do something that is social distancing, to be able to control the crowd, only move certain people through.
So
at
like you're
certain
going to have
times.
somebody at the door and they'll take tickets there and they'll make sure that you're not bunching together.
Right. And so it just gives us another opportunity. And
I think we have a $5 charge for that.
There's a $5 charge for that. No family more than 20. So if you come with your household and you've got several kids, no family more than 20.
Oh, well, that's good.
And,
I didn't realize
just
that.
Wanted to be one of those fun events that we look forward to in Tullahoma.
And on Friday night, the 11th, my students are going to be on the stage singing their Christmas songs.
Exactly.
So
There'll be different types of music throughout this event, but Friday night will be a very special time with Peggy's. And then Saturday night of next week, the 12th, that is our big Sandy Patty concert. It's a Christmas concert.
Did you go to school with her?
No,
or
I didn't.
Do something, work with her?
Worked with her just a tad. When I first entered in the music industry was when she was hitting it big, and the company that I began working with, Benson Music at the time, she was on that label, and I actually have one of her gold albums.
Wow,
and,
I'm impressed.
So really cool kind of come around type thing.
We need to.
I was friends with her booking agent, and he called me and he said, "Hey," he said, "don't you want to get Sandy Patty down to the Mini Ryman?"
Yeah.
I said, "Absolutely, you know I do. Don't tease me."
So that's the 12th of December. Don't forget. I think the concert starts at 7:30.
7:30. Concert starts at 7:30.
And I would suggest do you get your ticket early? Because
Yes.
if you want a ticket at all.
I mean, we wish we could do full capacity, but we won't be able to. We'll be social distancing everybody. On the 17th of December is going to be our It's a Wonderful
that's
Life.
right. It's
the
a
movie.
Wonderful Life.
And become a Tullahoma tradition, and we're super excited about that. And
What night of the week is that?
It is a Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
Mhm. A Tuesday
and we have
night.
popcorn for sale and
Popcorn, concessions, everything. Your ticket price does include popcorn and a drink.
Right, and it's only $10.
Now that you can actually purchase online because it's general admission.
Okay. So you have to social distance yourself.
You have to social distance yourself.
And I think that works fine.
Yes, and so the Trees of Christmas will also be something that will be that's online as well. If you wanted to pre-buy tickets, you don't have to.
Have the Trees of Christmas come in? Do we have the trees already?
The trees are ready and
trees?
up, and after this Sunday, people will begin decorating.
They'll begin
and have it ready
decorating.
by Wednesday.
A lot going on.
Lots going on. And the letters to Santa, that's just going to be something we're doing all through the season.
That's sweet.
We've got a mailbox from Santa there. And
goodness.
The kids, for many of these events that they come to at South Jackson,
They can drop their letter
drop a
while
letter
they're
off,
there.
and they'll get a return letter from Santa as long as it's
I will get
it's
that
in
word
quick
out
enough.
with my kids that I teach, because they will. That sounds like fun.
It'll be a lot of fun.
The 45th annual Manchester Trees of Christmas continues through Sunday. They will be open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and noon to 5 on Sunday. Admission is free, and everyone is welcome to view the 38 trees on display at the Ada Wright Center, which is located on North Woodland Street at Fred Edmund Park. Also this year, there's a Letters to Santa station with special stationery and a very unique mailbox with a direct path to the North Pole. Parents and children are encouraged to stop by the station as they make their way through the display. More news is coming up in a moment.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. This year more than ever, families are eager to bring some holiday cheer to their lives. This could mean shopping for a real Christmas tree. However, nothing will make you say bah humbug quicker than losing the tree you just bought on the drive home and creating dangerous situations for other drivers. AAA is reminding drivers this holiday season to properly secure and transport their real Christmas trees so everyone can easily enjoy the holidays. Megan Cooper, AAA spokeswoman, said, quote, "Real Christmas trees can become a dangerous projectile if not properly secured. Drivers who do not safely secure their Christmas trees are risking damage to their vehicle and also littering the highways with dangerous debris," end quote. According to AAA, road debris, which could include objects like improperly secured Christmas trees that fly off cars landing on the road or other cars, caused more than 200,000 crashes during a 4-year period, resulting in approximately 39,000 injuries and 500 deaths. Vehicle damage that results from an improperly secured Christmas tree, such as scratch paint, torn door seals, and distorted window frames, could cost up to $1,500 to repair. It's best to transport a Christmas tree on top of a vehicle equipped with a roof rack, but a pickup truck, SUV, van, or minivan can work just as well. Transporting a real Christmas tree is the same as hauling any other kind of large object. Making sure the tree is properly secured will help prevent vehicle damage and lessen the chance of it coming loose and creating potential hazard for other drivers. And lastly, drive slowly and take back roads if possible. Higher speeds can create significant airflow that can damage your tree or challenge even the best tie-down methods. We'll be back in a moment after these commercial messages.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
My great-grandfather started it in 1900. And now it's 2020, which is 120 years. We still measure your feet, still try to help you find a good fit. We're just a good old-fashioned shoe store where we'll measure your feet, make sure you're in the right size, and help you find a comfortable shoe for men, women, and children.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
Hi, I'm Fran Gray with Alzheimer's Tennessee. When you receive a diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease for yourself or someone you love, please know that you do not have to go through this journey alone. Alzheimer's Tennessee is here for you to provide support and education, all the help you may need to get through this challenge. Our number is 931-434-2348. We encourage you to give us a call. We're here to help.
Welcome back. The most recent COVID update from the Tennessee Governor, Wendy Long, from the Tennessee Hospital Association, spoke about what hospitals are doing to try to protect Tennesseans during these difficult times.
The Tennessee Hospital Association has been an incredible partner in making sure that we have the resources in the state so that all Tennesseans can have access to care, whether it's care for COVID or care for a heart attack or a stroke or an accident. And Dr. Long will also be sharing about a new campaign from area hospitals to educate residents and remind them about the importance of mask wearing and how it needs to be a habit that we all adopt this winter. Dr. Long.
As I look back on the last 8 months, we have tackled a seemingly endless array of challenges, from shortages of personal protective equipment to laboratory testing delays to ever-changing treatment protocols, just to name a few. Through it all, there's been an unprecedented level of collaboration across sectors, and once fierce competitors in the healthcare industry have worked together to combine forces in the face of a common enemy. Hospital workers have over and over again put their own safety on the line to care for their communities, and they continue to do so as cases and hospitalizations show no sign of slowing down. We continue to set new records every day for the number of patients in Tennessee who are hospitalized with COVID-19. Over the course of just the last 2 months, we've seen a 2.5-fold increase in the number of hospitalized COVID patients. And today, COVID patients make up 34%, or 1 out of every 3 ICU patients. For context, in July, when cases and hospitalizations were also on the rise, COVID-positive patients comprised only 19% of total ICU patients and only 6% of all floor bed patients. Hospitals have been attempting to preserve access to other critical healthcare services while taking the needed steps to meet the growing needs related to COVID by converting other types of units in the hospital to ICU beds, by doubling up patient rooms, increasing patient-to-nurse ratios, retraining and reassigning healthcare providers from administrative and outpatient roles to direct inpatient care, and recruiting recently departed or retired staff back into the workforce. Hospital capacity has always been a concern, but we're running out of levers to pull, and at this rate of growth, it will impact other critical services that are important to you and your community. Hospitals in many areas of the state now have little to no bed availability and are having to divert patients to other locations that are also filling up quickly. This impacts not only access for COVID-19 patients, but for all types of hospital care, including surgeries, heart attacks, strokes, and trauma. Hospital staff are exhausted, both physically and emotionally, as COVID deaths in Tennessee top 4,300. That's over 4,300 Tennessee lives lost to COVID, with the vast majority of those deaths occurring in just the last several months. We often talk about healthcare workers being on the front lines, but really, hospitals are the last line of defense against this disease. Every Tennessean is on the front line with an opportunity to do your part in fighting this pandemic by wearing a mask and social distancing. These past several months have taken a toll on all of us as we cope with the stress of quarantines, social distancing, and other public health measures related to the pandemic. But we can't let our guard down now. While nothing short of total isolation completely eliminates the risk of contracting or spreading COVID-19, we know that wearing a mask and social distancing does greatly reduce the risk. Masking makes a difference, and we ask that you please wear a mask when you're around others beyond your immediate household. We also join the governor in asking that you consider ways to celebrate safely this holiday season by limiting the size of gatherings, incorporating virtual visits into your holidays, and assuring guests are masked and able to social distance whenever gatherings do include individuals beyond your normal household. These considerations may seem like they put a damper on our holiday cheer, but with extremely promising news regarding future vaccine availability, it's looking more and more likely that our celebrations will be back to normal next year. Let's take those extra precautions this year so there are no empty chairs at the table when we gather next.
Dr. Lisa Piercy with the Tennessee Department of Health also spoke about the state's plans to vaccinate Tennesseans.
We are getting new information multiple times per day. We are in very frequent contact with our federal partners, particularly those in Operation Warp Speed, as well as directly with Pfizer, not only just through normal distribution channels, but also the pilot that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. I want to reassure you that we are 100% prepared to receive and immediately distribute vaccine as soon as we have it in hand. Now, we did get a couple of new pieces of information yesterday. One is that we've known that Pfizer will likely be the candidate that we get first, the vaccine candidate that we get first, and we thought the Moderna product would be 2 or 3 weeks later. Got word yesterday that it should only be 1 week after Pfizer. The other thing that we learned yesterday is that it's looking like right around December 15th when we may get it. Might be a couple of days before, might be a couple of days after, and of course this is all subject to change, but we have been told that we are targeting around a December 14th, 15th date to get our first doses here in Tennessee. Again, we are ready to deploy those immediately upon receipt, and the first people who will get those is what we call our Phase 1A participants. Phase 1A will be frontline healthcare workers and first responders, those who are the most likely to become infected or be in contact with infected individuals or infected materials. So those are people like in emergency departments and in ICUs, some in procedural areas, those doing mass testing events, those who, first responders who, when they roll up on a scene, they don't know about who's infected, and we need to know, or we need to make sure that those folks are protected so we can keep our healthcare workers on the front lines and taking care of those in those very important roles that Dr. Long mentioned. We will be moving through our phases as the supply allows. I just mentioned we don't know the number of exact doses. We've been given some ballpark estimates, but as soon as we have the supply, we will start progressing through those phases. If you need a refresher on what those phases are, I encourage you to take a look at our plan that's posted on our website. I will take this opportunity to reiterate, it is a draft vaccine plan. It is a living, breathing, working document that we update on a regular basis, and so that's found on our website. Finally, again, please hear me, this is our top priority. This is the one ray of hope that we've got, and so we are putting a ton of effort forth to make sure we get it to you as fast and as safely as possible, and we'll continue to update you as we get new information. And finally, as we head into the holidays, please be careful when you're at home. You know, we've known for several weeks, if not months now, that a large percentage of our cases are coming from household and community spread. Not only those who live in one's household, but when you have people over for a dinner party or a sleepover or a backyard cookout. As you're moving into the holidays, please remember that you can take precautions even inside your own home that will reduce the risk of transmission. If you can avoid a gathering, you should consider doing that. If you can minimize the number of people, particularly outside of your household, you should consider doing that. And when those people do come, you can take precautions there just like you would elsewhere, spacing out, moving outdoors, wearing masks when you're not eating. All of these basic common sense things that we can all do, even in our own households, to reduce risk.
Stay with us. Your weather forecast is coming up next.
The spirit of the season is timeless. From our family to yours, happy holidays.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
This is the face of a fighter.
I'm fighting to keep Tennesseans working.
I'm fighting for time with my friends.
I'm fighting for football on Saturday.
I'm fighting to see my students back in the classroom.
We're fighting for our small business.
I'm fighting to keep my family safe.
Whatever you're fighting for, it's time for all Tennesseans to fight back. Until there's a vaccine for COVID-19, this is the face of a fighter. Face it, masks fight COVID-19.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1982 at 74 degrees. The record low was in 1929 at 5 degrees. Average high on this day is 54, and the average low is 33. Chance of showers in the forecast for tonight with a low of 40. Rain in the forecast for Friday with a high of 52 and a low of 34. Hopefully it quits before the Tullahoma Christmas parade. On Saturday, look for sunny weather with a high of 48 and a low of 27. And that's our newsletter report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for News Leader on 6. You have a good evening.